Some of you might remember last month when I posted a video about the hot cheese sandwich from Fall River, Massachusetts. If you click through into the comments of that post, you'll find one question repeated over and over again. And that question is, did I try using sodium citrate to make the cheese melt smooth? And look, no, I didn't. Not yet. I'll get to it eventually. But if you dig down into the comments a little further, you'll find another question coming up repeatedly. When I was in Fall River, did I try a chow mein sandwich? And this one I can definitively answer, yes, I did. In fact, I had been looking forward to trying a chow mein sandwich in Fall River since 2015 when I first wrote about them. And ever since having the real thing in Fall River, I've been thinking about them. A lot. So I picked up a few boxes of this. Basically the reason that Fall River's chow mein sandwich has persisted there. Hu Mi chow mein mix, featuring crispy chow mein noodles from the Oriental Chow Mein Company. The original documents I consulted when I did this research 9 years ago aren't online anymore, or at least a lot of those links don't work. But the story goes something like this. In the late 1930s, a man named Frederick Wong was working in his uncle's Chinese restaurant in Fall River. Fall River, like every town in America, had a number of Chinese laundries and restaurants, a legacy of the Exclusion Act of 1882 that severely limited the work that Chinese laborers could do and the businesses that they could own. The Chinese population of the United States had been concentrated in California, but in the decades after the Exclusion Act, that population didn't grow really. It couldn't because the government had outlawed Chinese immigration. But it dispersed, spreading across the continental U.S., each family finding a town to settle in so that they could find or make work to support themselves without having to compete with other Chinese families for the limited opportunities that the law allowed them. Some of those families found their way to Fall River, a town of factories and mills and workers with big appetites. By the 1930s, when Frederick was working at his uncle's restaurant and the Great Depression had everyone tightening their belts, some of those factory workers had come to enjoy a cheap meal of chow mein noodles and gravy served between bread, a strategy to make the unfamiliar dish familiar, comforting. And for a nickel, you could get a meal that would fill you up for a shift. In today's money, that's $1.14. These sandwiches were a steal and became a local staple. Frederick Wong saw an opportunity and opened the Oriental Chow Mein Company in 1937. And apart from the 6 months it took them to recover from a fire in 2009, they've been serving the area ever since. Now, I'm going to tell you a couple of things that I'm doing wrong as I cook this dish and I put this sandwich together. 1, I've used far too much onion, too much celery, too many sprouts, and about 4 times as much meat as I should for this much sauce and noodles. But what can I say? I like the crunch of those vegetables. 2, the noodles stay crisp longer if you drop them briefly in some hot fryer oil before you introduce the sauce. Sometimes that's just too much effort for a Monday evening dinner, though. And 3, it's better to put the noodles on the bun and then pour the sauce over the top than it is to mix them right in like this. But if I'm being honest, this stuff was gone almost immediately. There was no time for the chow mein to get soggy before it was all devoured by my family. We like this stuff a lot. And even if I didn't put it together exactly perfect, Fall River's chow mein sandwich is a terrific comfort food, all carbs and crunch and savory gravy.